I think one of the things that we tend to do as a collective, especially black folks and spiritual folks too, we tend to hang on to things that no longer fit our evolved self. And then we try to put our evolved selves back into constructs that we no longer align with. And we get a lot of confusion. Especially in this time, I think that we are definitely in an era where because a lot of things are being taken away from us, that we should be creating something new, definitely, that is conducive to our lifestyle. And that's spirituality. It's particularly in spirituality, my questions are always, what are you creating for the future? Like, what will the future study about history? You want them to have to go back to the 60s and the 70s? God bless Odulumare, all those things to the past, but we are our future's past. So what are we doing? Are we just sitting around and allowing things again to be rewritten for us, especially when it comes to traditions and creating community and how we express our magic? Like, what are we creating today that when our descendants look back into our books and in our lives, because we also should be documenting off of social media, because they can switch it off and it's all gone. Like, your whole photo albums can be all gone. But what are we creating and putting in place? What ritual, what practice, what traditions are we creating that people in the future can remember us by? Are you creating an ancestral journal for yourself so somebody can look back and be like, you know what, I need to call on ancestor alien black girl. They know they gotta get it. Kind of changed now, but they know exactly what they gotta do to get me to come, and what for, because why, I wrote it down. And so, like, we tend to forget that we are oral people, but we have to learn from our mistakes and write that shit down. And just create new. We are ancestors. We are living, walking ancestors. Yes, we are our ancestors we imagine, but we are also our descendants' ancestors imagining and creating. So what traditions are you creating? Our ancestors created those traditions based off of what they believed at the time, what they were going through at the time. So what traditions are you creating now? Yes, you may not align to the commercial holidays. Great. So what are you creating? Not in place of, not things aligning with, but what are you creating from your community and for yourself, that can be passed on? For example, every May 19th, we're going to, I don't know, give thanks to the tree folks. I don't know. And so you do that every day, every year, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, what are you creating? What practices, And so that's just something to think about, why we're always trying to press to get things back, yes, while we're reclaiming, but what are we reimagining, and what are we creating? Not from a place of scarcity, but a place of invention, a place of ingenuity, a place of spirituality and expression, especially as a new version of us, our generations, is something different. So what are we creating for the something different? We do not want to impose things that have oppressed, depressed, suppressed. You know what I'm saying? So get out your bag of, your trick. Barney had, get that out. And your imagination, and create it and implement it around in your families. Especially with us spiritual folks, we veer away from the big religions, and then we have no sense of structure when we go into the spiritual community. Have some structure and ritual and tradition and community, and really work through our things. So yeah, that's what I got.